Hello, Norway. I'm Dennis Shirley,
And I'm Andy Hargreaves.
and we are delighted to invite you to day-long workshops in which we will be launching the Norwegian translation of our new book, 5 Paths of Student Engagement. You might ask yourself, what are those 5 paths?
Well, the 5 paths are really to do with the fact that the difficulty we're having getting our kids engaged is not because teachers don't know how to. Most teachers do. Teachers don't go into teaching to turn the light bulbs off with kids. They go into teaching to turn the light bulbs on. But what they find during the course of their careers, and particularly as the kids get older, then things start to get in the way. And these are what we call the 5 enemies of engagement, and the opposite are the paths. And the first of those enemies is really the enemy of what we call disenchantment. Disengagement as disenchantment. This is when the kids used to have the magic. They had it when they were young. Magic, the creativity, the excitement, the passion, the joy. And something happens to them when they get older. Is it just getting older? Or has somebody stolen the magic from them? Is it too much content? Is it the fact that they get bigger, so we have more of an urge to keep them sitting down under control? So first to watch out for is stealing the magic, and how can we get more magic back in the kids' learning?
The second path to engagement has to do with meaning and purpose. So a lot of our young people have no idea why we ask them to do what we do ask them to do in our schools. And here's an interesting thing about meaning and purpose. You can't really give somebody else their meaning and purpose. They have to find it themselves. They have to find a way to make the different things that they want to accomplish in this world something that's really inside of them. It's an inside drive. It's not an outside imposition. So the second path involves us working with our young people so that they know why they're doing what we're asking them to do, and they can give it a sense of purpose that is deeply meaningful for them.
And the third enemy of engagement is a bit of a mouthful, but it's disassociation, which basically means lack of belonging. And what we've seen during the pandemic, pretty much all across the world, is that one of the things that the kids have most suffered from, particularly teenagers, is being cut off from their teachers, being cut off from their friends, because being in school is not just about raising achievement, learning more content, developing skills. It's also about making friendships, building an identity, having a sense of who we belong to. And so a big challenge in Norway and everywhere is engaging kids in terms of feeling that they belong with their peers, feeling that they belong in their school. This is something that Norwegians are traditionally very, very good at. The big question is now, in a world where democracy is under threat and extremist groups are forming, how do we get kids to belong with kids who are different from them, different kinds of schools, different kinds of communities, from different kinds of backgrounds, and not just belonging to people who are immediately around us in our village, in our class, in our community?
These are central challenges for our schools, and we can't really build a sustainable future unless we give our young people opportunities to express student voice, give them opportunities to be involved with their learning, and finally, having those things lead to a sense of genuine empowerment, where they really feel that they have the capacity to take on both small challenges in everyday life, but major challenges like climate change, like threats to democracy, so that they can transform our world, which is so imperiled right now.
And the big enemy here is distraction. So this is a really strong sense of purpose and direction that Dennis has just outlined. But there's so many things that distract young people. For a long time, they've been distracted by romance, love, hormones, TikTok, and enjoyable, silly activities almost. But now with the internet and digital technology, those distractions have really increased exponentially. And the question is where are you here as well as your kids? How many times a day do you check your phone? How many hours a day are you as well as them on your phone? Do you enhance images of yourself online? And how often do your kids do this? When there are algorithms that help you find information, are these like Amazon reinforcing your preferences? Or are they also reinforcing kids' prejudices? So how in our schools do we deal with technology? Not just want to go back to the 1950s, but think, how can we deal with technology thoughtfully, mindfully, selectively, ethically? These are some of the things that we'll be raising so that kids cannot be distracted, kids can go after that purpose, and they can also have a sense of focus and of mastery, of taking on something difficult that transforms not just their learning and their knowledge, but also transforms themselves in the process.
This is all very exciting, new research. We are eager to present it to you. We're keen to come back to Norway. We want to have very interactive workshops with you. Please come and join us in April and in May.
And when you do, we want to hear from you too. So we're really looking forward to engaging with you to hear about the ways you do as well as don't engage your kids, and to facilitating your engagement with each other in community together. Isn't it going to be good to get back to the in-person world with the adults as well as back in the in-person world with the kids? Come and join us end of April, beginning of May. See you there.